Hi, my name is Trevi.
And I'm Kate.
And welcome back to our podcast called 6 Feet Above! Woo!
And today we have a guest comedian, Paige Gallagher.
Woo!
Hello.
Are you related to Carl Gallagher?
No, I don't know who
That's what
that
they all
is.
say.
You never watched Shameless?
Oh, no.
Did you get that a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, shut up.
Yeah, I got
And
it.
we're leaving. Yay!
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, so happy to be here.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
Tomorrow's Valentine's
Truly.
Day.
Oh, this year is the first year that I think I'm genuinely like sad.
Okay. Expand
Yeah.
on that.
Just jumping right in.
Right.
Guys, I've had a fucking day.
No, yeah,
I've
she was
had
having a panic attack
I
before
literally,
this.
I am not kidding. I just got estrogen delivered to the the podcast studio because I knew I was going to be here at the time, and the only time that Capsule hashtag ad, no I'm kidding, I wish could deliver was like at the time we were here. So I literally show up and my estrogen got delivered. My old name was on it. And I'm like,
Dead.
that's kind of crazy. I'm like,
Death.
how poetic too. I was like, it's estrogen. Of it
Yeah.
all. Like any other
I was just gonna say,
medication.
that's fucking wild.
They
Oh.
clocked me down. But yeah, no, I think I've just been like, I've been having a moment today, and then like thinking that like Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and I'm just like, oh, I'm getting older.
You're literally 5, but okay. She's so youthful.
Add 25.
Right, we're all 30 here. But honest to God, I understand. But what I will say is, I love Valentine's Day because I just tell the people in my life that I love them. And I don't even allow myself to think that I'm single. Because when you think about it, I'm not single.
Right.
Because, you know, I have all my ladies.
Well, yeah, and you're married to the money.
And I'm married to the money.
Right.
What about you? How are you feeling about Valentine's
Also
Day?
married to the money. Yeah, I just started dating somebody though.
Oh, you need to leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, we can only have singles on.
No.
Wait.
I know, brand spanking new.
Tell us everything.
We started dating like the end of November, so it's still like really fresh, and we're like learning a lot about each other still. You know,
That's a marriage. November?
Wow, yeah.
Really?
So it's
yeah,
exclusive.
I suppose it is exclusive.
Wait, tell us everything.
We met on Hinge, famously.
I was about to ask you,
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what's the tea? Is it giving like you're at a bar and he was like, or she, I don't know, was like tapping on you and was like, hey, and you were like, hey, like it was Hinge.
No, it was straight up Hinge, straight Hinge as well.
Okay.
Which
So
is
it's half in a way.
scary place.
Yeah. I mean, even the straight men on Hinge that like, I normally have like a fine time on there, but like literally the most terrifying thing. And then you find the ones with the fetishes too. And then they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they'll send you all sorts of messages because they can just type anything to you.
They can type
Insane.
anything to you. It's pretty wild. But yeah, we met on Hinge, and I mean, it's going pretty well. We just got into our first fight last week,
About what?
which I don't really
He's
want to get
wrong.
into it because I
Okay.
feel like still emotional about it because I'm well, obviously he's wrong.
Yeah.
And
Well done.
but I did the thing where I pretended I was like a cool girl and like didn't care, and then
Me.
Yes.
We were
No,
talking
we were
before
just
this
talking about
about
that.
how we try to be cool girls.
It's horrible. And then Super Bowl Sunday, I mixed alcohol with very strong prescription antibiotics at Barney's Beanery.
What were they like? Wait. Were they like quinolines?
I actually don't know the name. I just got lipo on my arms.
Oh, shit.
And so it was like the 4 times a day strong antibiotics, mixed alcohol with it. Couldn't help myself. At Barney's Beanery, browned out, yelled at him at Barney's Beanery in one of those like 6-person booths.
Damn.
Barney's is
but-
the place to do that.
That's
mean,
so
it kinda
relatable.
is, right?
That's,
Yeah.
that's so like
Yeah.
if I was drinking, I'd be yelling at a man at Barney's.
Absolutely. So it wasn't my best moment, but it also wasn't my worst. So
That's good.
we're past it now, and
Okay.
so we're going to Joshua Tree tomorrow, and we're gonna get freaky. So I'm actually excited.
Cute.
Freaky and hallucinogenic.
Okay.
Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube and you are driving or trying to fall asleep, you can actually head on over to the description and listen to an audio version. While you're over there, if you could rate us 5 stars, it helps our podcast grow immensely on those audio platforms. Something with the algorithm over there. But we'd really appreciate you if you did it, and we'll see you over there.
Wait, cute. Is he an entertainer?
He works in creative development for
Love.
film. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So behind the scenes kind of guy.
Yeah.
Thank God.
was
You can
gonna
only be
say,
1 star. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about dating comedians, and it's like you guys, because she does stand up for those that don't know, and if you are a comedian, you cannot date another comedian. It's against the law.
I think so. Or, yeah, it should be. It's
Wait, tell your
horrifying.
story that
Okay.
you were telling me.
Wait,
So-
hold on.
I need,
wait.
This is about dating comedians.
Okay, is it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane.
I've dated people that think they're comedians.
Oh, and that's a
even
whole
worse.
And that's
other-
wrong.
yeah.
And then they think they're funnier than you, and you're like, no.
No.
And you're just like, they're clearly not.
Yeah.
But that's why it works, because I'm the comedian. And you're just a idiot.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
I was dating this comedian a few years back, and I've never done stand-up before, and he was like, oh, he was about to go on tour, and he was like, you should come on tour and open for me. So the very first time I ever did stand-up was opening for him at this like club in Alabama or something random.
Okay.
And then I opened for him again at his second show, and then we broke up. And so I like did not continue the tour with him, and then I didn't do stand-up again for a long time until recently. But yeah, it was crazy.
It's so nuts. Like your first time doing
Ever.
stand-up
Yeah.
opening,
Uh-huh.
and then you break up. That's crazy.
then
Was
break
this
up.
like a major comedy person?
To some.
So no.
You would know him, but you wouldn't be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh. Then like
And I was like, it's illegal that he got to look at her.
That's
I agree. That's I don't know.
Did he even see that picture?
No, I don't. You already painted it perfectly. You know what I really love about men is they really make us question our dreams.
Yeah.
Especially if you mix like I don't know. Sometimes like we all have been in a situation where we mix a little bit of like personal relationships with business. I mean, even that could go with friendships. Also, us doing a podcast. Not kidding.
Literally.
No, if for some reason it works and I love it. But I mean, in the sense of like. I don't know, like artists dating like their executive producers, or like artists dating their writers, or like comedians on comedians, and it's like
Me
very
dating
very-
my boss.
right.
I
And
did
I'm
that.
like, why is he literally the size
5'4".
of that mic? Not kidding.
Well.
No, use the double 5'4", 54 5'4",
Yeah,
and
get into
we talk
it.
about him all the time.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I've heard you tell jokes about
Yeah,
this
he's in my
man.
set.
Oh, good. Well, thank God.
I met Paige at an open mic for those that also don't know.
I
Yes.
didn't even know.
Oh my God, you didn't know that?
Wait,
Wait, we like actually we low-key didn't meet, but we did. We saw each other,
Yeah.
and then I saw you at the Spotify event that Charlie took me to, and I was like, so funny, and you were like, so funny, and that's the only time we've talked.
That's true. I forgot about the Spotify event.
Good times.
it was. I was blacked, so I don't know. Kidding. No, I wasn't. Well, I'm glad we're all like in a quiet room that's not out for once,
Yeah.
and
It's sweet.
gigging and gagging.
Yeah.
You were telling me a bit about people you've dated, because so me and Trevi are both sober. I was telling you before
Sorry,
how
awful relapse jokes.
we met at a
Love it.
sober living. I was the manager of it and whatnot, and then you were talking about dating addicts, and I said, "Oh, that's crazy. We're gonna understand you. So can you get a little bit more into that?"
Yeah, definitely. I
That segue.
that wasn't
Get
even
a
a
little bit
segue.
of
That
it.
was
I don't know
a
what
wall
it-
crash. I loved it.
yeah, definitely. I my last relationship, he was an addict, and he passed away a little over a year ago.
Shit, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, it's but I mean, throughout our relationship, he was in and out of sober living and rehabs like the whole time, and it felt strange. I don't know, like it was weird because I'm not an addict. However, I am a heavy user, sometimes
Right.
questionable. So it felt weird, you know, especially being in the comedy scene where it's like a lot of time surrounded by alcohol.
Yeah.
And that being normal, and then not feeling, I don't know, it's hard to put into words, but it was tough. But yeah, I don't know.
It takes a toll on you, especially as like non-addict, and especially if someone is in like active addiction, it really can like change you as a person. Like I've seen it
did,
happen
yeah.
with closest people, you know, best friend wise, and also just like family wise. Like, but like this stuff can really, really change you and affect you. But like at some point, we talk about this all the time too. Like you can push for someone to want to be the best version of themselves, and like you could see someone's potential, but like the more that you push and the more that like your vision essentially doesn't like, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but like a person who goes through something like that is ultimately going to have to make that decision yourself. And like
Yeah.
any like shame or like regret or like thinking that like maybe you didn't do anything wrong with, as far as like what I hear from my friends, like feeling that they felt regret about like yelling or like not being more like giving more chances and like stuff like that. And it's just like it's so difficult. And like even like we've even talked to people in like recovery.
Yeah.
And like, I don't like a comedian and a comedian can't date each other. A person in recovery and a person in recovery can't date each other.
Oh, I totally.
No, literally.
Yeah.
I do not like want to date a sober person, but maybe because also I did it. I just didn't enjoy it. I just don't think, I just want to be with someone that is such a special, like, private part of my life.
Yeah.
And like, yes, it's beautiful to share it with people. I know a lot of people in healthy, sober relationships, but like, I just want to be with someone that is not a part of that.
Totally.
That's like what I want.
I think that's
And,
so
like,
fair. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that, well, it's crazy. I just forgot what I was going to say, but I'll say that, was that like the first guy you dated that had like addiction issues?
Yeah, it was my first experience with addiction ever. And so which was hard at first because when we started dating, he didn't tell me that he was an addict, and he was sober for like 6 months, and he didn't bring it up. I mean, and then so when he relapsed, I was like, just stop. Like, I couldn't understand that it was like more than just stopping. And like, I was like, why am I not? And I took it personal, which I feel silly for now, but it's like, why am I not good enough for you to give up this thing? Totally. And it was just, now I understand it's so much more than that. And there's so much I don't understand about addiction. I feel like the more I learn, the less I know, like, if that makes sense.
Well, same with us. Like, we don't know why the fuck we're this way. Like, we understand like that it's like kind of out of our control, because it was never like in a situation where like I had my mother like begging on her hands and knees, like doing the same thing, like, why can't you stop for me? And it's like, it wasn't that I wanted to like blatantly disrespect my mother, or like, it's just like, especially with something physical like alcohol or like even like benzos, for example, like your nervous system literally can't handle you just like stopping that. Like, you're physically addicted to that stuff. So it's like, it wasn't a matter of like making my mom upset. It was like, I'm doing this to survive because now I'm in this cycle.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, but it makes for some great stories now that like I'm on the other side. But
the longer I'm sober, though, the more I'm like, I have no idea what anything is. Like, I don't know what's going on with my life, which is good, because I'm like, when I first got sober, I was like, I got all the answers. I know what to do. But the longer I'm sober, I'm like, there's actually so much I need to learn, but I'm excited to learn it. I'm not like, I got to figure it out all now. I'm like, no, I actually don't know.
Such a peaceful place to be. Yeah,
it's nice. I'm like, I don't know anything. And I don't want to know. I'm going to learn as I go.
Yeah.
Will I f up? No.
Ever. Because you're perfect. No, because you're all perfect.
Of course not.
Well, I also think that everyone has their own, like, experience and definition of, like, and, like, different levels of that. We were talking about in the last episode, too, of, like, there was this, did you see that, like, I can't even believe I'm about to say this, viral reel of Steve-O talking on a podcast where he's like, you know what's worse than being a chronic alcoholic? And the guy was like, what? And he's like, being like kind of one. And it's like just enough to like where you can like live a functioning life and like lose all your like motivation and like lose all your ambition, but not have enough bad things happen to you to where you need to stop. So you're just killing time. And I was like watching, I was like kind of like, I'm like, people really experience this in like different levels. And I'm honestly like very grateful for the magnitude that like Kate and I experienced stuff in. Yeah. And but everyone has their different definition of it. And that's also like why dating someone in recovery could be like a huge like moment of like big question mark over your head, because it's like, what is your definition? And like, are my beliefs going to hinder yours, vice versa? Totally. Because like I'm not in AA. Kate's in AA. Okay. We don't have any like
anonymous.
What?
It's anonymous. That's crazy.
You literally talk about it on the podcast all the time.
I felt like being dramatic.
No, I loved it.
No, yeah, I am.
But everyone has their own like definition, and they're like, it's like the yellow brick road in my head, where it's like those three ways, and it's like, as long as you're sober, like you'll end up at the wizard.
Yeah. There's no right
and
way.
it's gonna be all a sham. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's all a sham.
It's all a sham.
At the end of the day.
But if you really think about it, we are Glinda and
oh right, and what's Alphaba?
Yeah.
Right.
Were you the wizard?
Of course.
Yeah. What are you trying to be?
I never even saw Wicked. Did you see Wicked?
No.
Oh, I mean,
like
saw it.
not like purposefully. Like I just like didn't get around to it.
Oh.
I'm just I waited for it to come out on streaming, and now it's out on streaming, and I'm like, well, Succession. Jesus, not Succession. Severance is out. I'm like, oh. Bye. Yeah. And like White Lotus season 3 is coming out. I'm like, oh, I'm sad.
Really? And I think Love Island All Stars just came out as well.
That's a thing?
What? Oh yeah.
I thought they only made that for Drag Race.
Oh no, it's Love Island now too. They've hopped on the train.
USA?
No, I don't think.
Crazy.
I think it's actually the whole franchise. So it's like people from Australia, UK, America. Like it could be, yeah. And anyway, I was watching a little bit before I came here. It's really
Is it good?
So far, so good.
You a big Love Island girl?
I kind of am.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
I respect that.
Did you ever
kind
get
of
into
am.
it?
No, I'm traumatized because they would only watch it at the Sober Living, and I was just like,
Oh,
and I like low-key hated that
That's
job
funny.
towards the end of it. So I was
Yeah.
just like, anytime I see Love Island, I think of just like being miserable working in recovery. Not miserable because of you. Miserable.
Well, I never watched it with the girls. I only
Right.
got into it on my own in this last season. Whenever
you
they
guys
would watch
don't
it, me
like
and you would like go downstairs and like make snacks.
Yeah.
And we were like, and then like we'd have like this like poor new girl like coming in, not like actually like financially poor,
Yeah.
just like poor girl. I'm like, it was a very rich rehab. No, I'm kidding.
Literally. It was very rich, by the way.
No, we'd have like people that are like not even a week into the sober living, like just came from rehab, and we have like me and like a few other people who've been there for like 2-3 months, and we were just like, all right, everyone, Euphoria's on, shut up. And like there's
Oh,
this poor girl, and
yeah.
we'd be like watching people like doing drugs on the screen.
Oh.
Oh my god,
Like,
Euphoria.
like
It was so
Euphoria,
early.
what was it, season two? I think it
I know.
was.
I feel like that like wasn't okay that we watched Euphoria.
No, that was
this
not
girl
okay.
would put on
season two.
intervention all the time.
That's crazy.
I know. And I was like, hey, can we not do that? And
Yeah.
she said no. And I was like, all right,
When someone
All
got
right.
asked to be on that show,
stop.
You did?
it was a rehab I went to. I'm gonna try not to like say too many details because I'm like actually scared of this person. But there was a rehab I went to. Like they interview you when you go into these things, and they like. I was telling them like what I did, and then they like, this is definitely got to be against HIPAA, but like they looked me up and like found out all of like my socials and stuff, and was like, would you ever be interested in like was like knew one of the producers, and like the person would be in it too, like it would be like I was like, are you gonna like
That's
come
wild.
to the like
That's
what
insane.
Yeah.
and like is it all fake? Are you waiting for me to relapse to film it? Like what do you want?
Right.
me to-
I was gonna say what?
say to that.
Yeah.
Guys, I hate to interrupt you in the middle of this episode, but if you could like, comment, subscribe, and ring the little notification bell. I know it sounds like a lot, but it just takes 2 seconds. It will help YouTube push our channel out to more like-minded people like you, so we'd really appreciate it. Back to the episode. All I know to be true is
No,
you're not an
literally.
addict, so I'm like, maybe I
But
should shut my
no.
mouth.
No,
I love that, but I have a question for you. I'm interested. Do you
Yeah.
feel pressure like to drink doing stand-up shows and like being in comedy? Because I started 6 months ago, so I've like never had to drink, but I know a lot of people, I've talked to other comedians, they're like, I feel pressure to like drink after shows and stuff. Do you feel that ever?
Yeah, a little bit.
Expand.
Yeah, I think it's just it's become such a huge part of like the networking
Right.
side of and like stand up is such a like little clique, you know what I
Dude,
mean? It's
I
such a, and it's such a
know.
boys club, so you feel like you have to like be one of the boys.
I hear it from her.
Yeah.
all
I talk about
Dude.
open mics every episode,
Yeah.
and I'm like, these guys.
Oh my
like-
god, especially we were talking about one. That one makes me literally depressed. But
There was a mic that I talked about on this episode about how that guy was like, tall women are disgusting. And she's been to that mic.
you there?
and-
not
No.
at that mic, but I've gone to that mic before.
She knows the
and had-
vibe.
Yeah. But what's interesting that you said about that is I feel the same way with you're kind of a hybrid of like content online, using your comedy in that way, and then also like in person. Same goes to you, same goes to me. I'd say my hybrid more so. I'm leaning less towards comedy, more towards like my music hybrid of like
Right.
music and content creation.
Yeah.
So like you have the very cliquey people in the music industry
Yeah.
who all go out and like who only talk to like certain managements, and like everyone's like very, very friendly in the music industry when it comes to like cutting deals in that regard. And then same with like content creation in the industry, and even just like the influencers in general. Like
Yeah.
it's like Mean Girls in a sense, where it's like
Totally.
you have these like different crews. How have you balanced that, or what have you noticed? Who is worse at like the clickiness and like not being so open to like making new friends? Is it more so like
Stand
the
up.
influencer? Is it really stand up?
100%.
It's like
stand-up.
actually insane.
It's really crazy, especially like the club scene, like
Oh my
the
God.
big, the big ones, the
comedy
store.
store. There's this like really scary mic, and we won't say what it is, but I've been to it, and
Did we go to that together?
What?
Was that the one we went to?
Yeah, we went together. You had a blast that night.
Well, that was
But-
because there was
I had fun.
there was an
There was,
85-year-old guy like literally scream laughing, and it was funnier than the guy on stage.
Yeah,
Ugh,
honestly.
I do love when that happens.
But like, both of my roommates, they're comedians, and they would always talk about
Okay.
how it's like so cliquey in a boys' club. And I would go to them to I would go with them to the store and like other clubs, and I was like, wait, it's so fun. What are they talking about? But then you're in it, and it's like terrifying.
it's nuts.
And no one will talk to you.
And
And like I
nobody
have
talks
one
to
comedy
you.
friend that I hang out with, and I like only hang out with him. And it's hard because like, yeah, you should network, but it's also so scary. And
It's
I
so
don't
scary.
drink either, and I don't like
Yeah,
staying
yeah.
up late. So I'm
Same,
like,
dude, I want to go to bed.
yeah, I want to go to bed. I don't want to like be like, yeah, right. Like I just I don't
Yes.
have it in me.
No, I don't
So-
either, especially because like you have to interject yourself into random conversations there, and nobody wants to talk to you. Everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody knows you want to
Nobody
get
wants
booked.
to talk to you,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really wild.
It's
So
nuts.
I would say stand up for sure. Like the influencer space and those like social media, those events. I mean, like I've seen.
I was
both
about to
of
say,
you.
I thought that would be.
It is weird. It
It's-
is, yeah, and it's bad. But I think stand up is way worse.
Well, to be a stand-up comedian, you have to be like definitely a certain type of person.
Yeah,
Insane.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because like with people who are like trying out being an influencer, they're like, you post a video or and they like get hate or like it doesn't blow up, you can delete it. You can't delete what you just said in front of a room of people.
It's
That's
and
so
you can't
true.
delete the silence.
You must be some
Yeah.
both of you must be some form of insane.
No, yeah,
Well,
you-
yes.
you have to
Yeah,
be
we're both-
insane, and it's like you're like bearing your soul up there, telling the most intimate details
can't
of your
delete
life.
that.
Yeah,
no, and
no, you
everyone's
can't.
like, and you go so hard for a joke that's so fucked up, and then it's silent. And you're like, so what am I doing here? I just
Yeah.
paid $5 to bomb and also humiliate myself.
And
Yeah.
the
Like,
fact that you
that's
like
great.
pay to like go
Yeah.
to these,
Yeah.
it's like
And
it's
wait, like,
crazy.
so long.
It's just
Yeah.
no,
wild.
but it's you know what? Like at least you guys are actually funny and like not one of these like incel dudes that just like show up to mics and terrorize a woman. Like
Love that.
God
Yeah.
for bed.
Getting
Yeah.
horny just
But
thinking
also,
about it.
yeah, no, literally.
Do you have any influencer stories? That
Me?
are crazy.
I don't think so. I really like.
You
am
seem to mind your
such-
business.
I kind of
You do. I get the vibe that
Yeah.
you're one track mind. Like
Oh,
I'm not
thank
gonna
you.
f- anybody else. Like
Yeah.
here for business, and I kind of live for it because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm 15 years in.
You're there for business, but
Well,
you're also
as fuck, but
clean.
I'm also Gaggy the clown. Like,
Gaggy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do kind of just like mind my business. I think it's just I'm such an anxious person, and I'm such a homebody, and I think that has been highlighted a lot ever since I became kind of like a content creator, and like having to go to those events and stuff is just so like physically uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
And so I go, I show face, I leave. Like it's really hard for me.
Go show face, shadow tag story, then leave.
Okay, I gotta
I'm
have
like
one
the
more step.
possibility of the brand deal, honey. No,
So
I
true.
get it.
But it's
I'm like
I gotta
what
get
the
my bag somehow.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so I do. I don't really have like crazy, just because I am.
Yeah, that's good.
Kind of like lock myself in my room kind of person.
I relate to that.
Leave when I have to. Yeah.
Do you
So,
get inspiration mostly when you're alone, or do you?
I don't really know. I think it's kind of.
How do you think of your
everything.
ideas for your videos? Like, do they just come to
Yeah.
you at random parts of the day? Do they you dream of them?
Sometimes, well, like if I'll wake up, like sometimes I'll wake up at like 1 and like can't sleep, and I'm like, oh, this is. This is a great idea, you know. 9 times out of 10, it's not like I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, I get inspiration just from like myself, from
What's
myself.
up?
Yeah, and just my life and my friends. I think, yeah, like a lot of my characters are a heightened version of either myself or my
Yeah.
friends. Yeah,
Well, my favorite is the Type B
Yeah.
personality series that you have on your.
thank you. That's my
Instagram.
favorite too. It's so fun.
So funny, guys. If you haven't gone on her Instagram, you have to go pause this, watch it, and come back because you'll know what we're talking about. What would you say exactly like is a Type B person?
Oh God,
And like, what are you?
yeah, I am definitely type B. I think the
Me too.
right, yeah. And my sister is so type B. Like it might not even be type B. It might be just like straight up ADHD.
But
like my sister
as
is.
opposed to what? A?
As opposed to A, like being super like organized. Like
Yeah.
Post-it notes is what I think about, like when I think of like type A.
They have to have things go
Planners.
a certain way.
Yeah.
They're not like go with the flow.
Yeah. Very kind of like planners where I can't plan for. I can't. And I try so hard. Like I think I grew up being shamed a lot for like my type B personality, like being messy, being late, like sleeping in, or like forgetful. And so I think I try out really hard to come off as type A when it's just not who I am.
Live your truth.
Yeah. And so that creating that character has been so fun because I get to like live.
Be yourself.
Yeah. And sitting in like the sink doing makeup. Like that's how I did my makeup for like all throughout high school. And
I'd break the sink. Babe, I'm 6 feet tall.
No, so
I was literally watching that video. I was like, how are you fitting in the sink like a kitten
I
right
know.
now?
It's just like not relatable for us.
No, but you know what?
So you need to make a new one for the tall girls.
No, honestly, but I'm like thinking, I'm hearing you say this because I'm like gathering traits from both. Like I'll never post a fucking sticky note on the fridge, be like, don't forget your lunch.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
never
Phone
do
wallet
that.
keys.
You're like a mix.
But when it comes to like content and it comes to like even like dates, there's something else I'm very specific at. Like my house. Like even though like I'm very on top of it with my house, my hair, my beauty, like very OCD when it comes to that. Like if the spray tan starts coming off, I'm scrubbing it all off and starting over. Like if the glam is like a little up on one eye, like I won't try to fix it. I'll just completely wipe it off and start all over. Like I'm very...
That sounds type A.
Yeah.
But then,
that
right?
sounds
And then
okay,
it's like
but-
type B at the same time where it's like I keep a Google calendar in my head. Like I've never like...
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm like forgetting. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
also
Always
like...
forget.
So I'm like, how am I somewhere in the mix of being OCD at certain things such as like beauty and like tidiness, but when it comes to like a lot of other stuff, I'm just a I was 30 minutes late today.
Well,
She's like, fuck you for that.
first of all, yeah. No, I was saying I'm usually the one that's like 30 minutes late. So I felt good today. I felt very like on top of it. I know people who I don't know, like I know people who are like that as well, like super OCD with certain things. Actually, my ex, who was an addict, it like gave him a sense of control. Not to like say that that's what's happening,
She's
but
like, you fucking addict. No.
but there are certain things
Yeah.
that like I feel like even not just being an addict, just like I have such a control issue too. Like there are are there things that I'm typing? I don't know, but like there are certain things that I have to have because it gives me a sense of control, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Because there's so many parts of my life that I feel so out of control over.
Yeah.
Not to get like super like
Well,
therapist about it.
No, but what
I
about
see
like
that in
you with
myself,
your
too.
content? Like, do you trust people to edit your videos?
No.
So we're the same.
okay,
Like we
yeah.
edit the podcast together. So it's like,
I cannot imagine someone else editing it.
I couldn't
Ever.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you just like say whatever you want and you're like, I hope you cut out some stuff.
It depends what type of video, obviously, but like I don't know, a podcast too is just so intimate. It's 2 hours of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
hour and a half of like just everything.
Gagging.
Yeah.
You could mix and match my words and I'm suddenly canceled.
Of
Like,
course. Yeah.
fuck you.
Beautiful.
No, I get that. Ain't that
Yeah.
a beautiful thing?
I know.
No, I get that. There's no way I would let anybody else edit my videos.
Yeah, no.
Fuck,
think.
hell never.
Also, or my pictures even.
Oh, my kiss one.
Yeah. Oh, my kiss one, you say. Yeah.
If everyone was raw and real on social media, I wouldn't have a problem with
Right.
posting I think
That's
I'm
such a good point. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not beautiful, right? But I think there's such a standard
It's
when it
insane.
comes to that, and especially videos like
The
one,
beauty
like,
filter on TikTok.
the beauty filter
Yeah.
on
Death to
TikTok.
me.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
just being
me.
there and existing and automatically being on in the first place, and everyone's grandfathered into that.
Right.
Yeah.
that's
So it's
insane.
like before we even had the chance to click the button, I'm like looking in the mirror like, so those are pores.
Right.
And that's crazy that I'm
like, why
about
do
to
I
go get a
have
chemical
those?
peel and peel for a week.
Right.
So it's really crazy if you think about it. But yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the standard. I think if everyone
Yeah.
was real and
It'd be easier to
So
be
you
real.
bit
Yeah.
me to be real.
Yeah.
well, but honestly, last gag, I'm gonna gag over this. You know what also it is? These iPhone cameras.
I have
Yo,
a bone to pick with
I have a
my
bone to
iPhone.
pick with the new iPhone cameras
Oh.
because iPhone 12, 13 front camera, bitch, you could put a Paris on it and
That's
boom,
what I got.
delivered.
That's amazing.
It-
Yeah.
you know what? it's like, it's fine. Like, it had like this weird, like, it wasn't too focused. It wasn't too good. It wasn't too structured. The contrast was nice. It had a tiny bit of grain.
Yeah.
And now I'm taking pictures on my front camera. It's a fucking microscope.
Yeah, no,
It's disrespectful.
It's doing way too much. We don't got to do all that.
Well, and then you take the picture, and then it like, you're like, oh, wait, it looks good, and then it loads. Do you know what I'm talking about?
And then it loads, and you're like, oh, it only looked good because it was blurry. Got it.
So
Yeah,
it
no,
looked
it's
like craters on the moon.
right.
So you're type B, low key, but what do you like in relationships? Are you anxious? Are you avoidant?
Yeah. Oh God, I don't know. I thought I was anxious attachment for a long time, and maybe I was, and I think now I'm way more avoidant. I think.
Are you avoidant right now with your guy, or are you like?
Uh,
Wait, is it
yeah.
a guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am really avoidant with him, and I think I don't know. Maybe it's because my last relationship ended the way it did,
Yeah.
Right.
and it's scary. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying really hard not to be because it's just like.
That's all we can do.
Yeah, because then I drink and then it comes out at Barney's Beanery and it's
Of all
just-
places.
Of all places.
That's so relatable.
Where do you
dude.
normally go out in LA?
I've been really liking the East Side recently.
Did I see you at Tenants?
Tenants?
Probably. I'm always hot fucking tenants.
Were
Probably.
you there last Saturday? It was like not the raining night.
Not the Super Bowl Eve, right?
No. So
weeks ago?
Friday.
Friday? Oh no, Friday. I had my lipo, so I was bedridden all last week.
How was that? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I would love to. I just had my post-op today. Everything's looking good, but I will say it hurts, and I
Really?
did not
I've had
expect
a
it to
couple
hurt.
friends who've done it. And
Yeah.
I heard it's like crazy.
It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
you got it on your arms?
yeah, my upper arms.
Okay.
And you have to wear these compression sleeves for like the first week and to sleep like for the next month or something. And they're so uncomfortable.
Really?
Oh.
Yes. And they're like ripping into my armpits.
Ooh.
It's
Like
crazy.
chafing?
Yes. And
that.
literally, yeah, it was tough. But I'm so happy I got it.
Are you happy? Yeah. I mean, we're very pro, like, do what you want to do
Yeah.
on this pot. Because I'm like, I got my fucking boobs done.
I did too. And my
Yeah.
nose. I love plastic surgery.
How did you? No, I really want to get my nose done. Kate tells me that
I
I'm
think
perfect.
you have a perfect
You are-
nose.
Like,
Thanks.
it's actually.
No, that's crazy.
Well,
Thank
here's
you.
the thing. I do have a little tad of filler in it,
Oh,
which
incredible.
is frowned upon, especially if you want to get like a future.
Is it?
Yeah, because they have to apparently like go in and like scrape the filler out before they.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah,
That's
because
so interesting.
apparently it holds like really, like it doesn't like metabolize the way like us other parts of the face.
Oh,
Talking's crazy, by the way.
wild.
No, I've been struggling
No,
this
it's
whole
insane.
episode.
No, yeah, it's literally running rampant.
Yeah.
But I do like my nose. I like the shape. I just
But like,
I don't know.
But like,
Here's the
you know.
thing also that I will say, and the thing with being like trans at the same time is that I see so many people and I compare my I think that's a very human thing,
think so too,
especially
yeah.
like
Right.
you compare yourself to a lot of people who like get these full like FFS surgeries and stuff like that. And it's like, I've heard a lot from these girls that it's really helpful even to get some slight things because they don't see the old version of themselves in the mirror. And that's like the only thing for me is that like
Right.
I know how to stun and I know how to like be gaggy, and I'm very like grateful that like I have like a pretty lethal face card. But like sometimes I'll have those days where
Yeah.
like I won't have any makeup on and I'll have my hair back in a bun and I like see the old version of myself.
Yeah.
And I know that like people who have met me post transition, like you would never probably
No.
think that you wouldn't have any recollection. You would never think that. But it's like I see
But it's you.
myself every day for
Exactly,
26
yeah.
years, right? So like I don't want to be like, oh, I just want to get a hammer to my nose just so
Right.
I don't recognize myself. So that sounds ballistic, right?
No,
but like
what
at
you're
the
saying
same
does not
time,
sound ballistic.
something new would help me mentally. I think even just the slightest of change, just the slightest,
Right.
if like, because I already have a deviated septum, so it's like fix that while
Oh,
you're
hello.
under.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Covered by insurance, no?
No, as fuck. But like when I got my my boobs done, like it was obviously for cosmetic. It was a cosmetic surgery, but it was also for like mental health reasons
Yeah.
at the same time.
So
How was your experience with it?
good. It was like on a whim. Like
Okay.
I went in. I grew up so flat chested. The second I started getting TikTok money, I ran to Beverly Hills and I was like, when
Right.
can I make this happen? And they're like, we had a cancellation on Thursday.
Who'd you go to?
Oh God, I can't remember his name. So I just kind of I got a C and went in, got it, and then I'm obsessed with them. I can't stop squeezing them.
Oh my God, good.
obsessed with them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How was
it's
your
fun.
experience like healing from it? It's not that bad, is it? Or did you have complications?
With boobs?
Yeah, like because it was honestly easy for me.
I thought it was easy
Yeah, it
too.
was so easy.
Like I feel like
Interesting. I've heard like only bad things about
Really?
recovery. It makes me like I'm so scared. I mean, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
but-
I think you're perfect.
and I'm also like, you know what? Yeah, they hang. You guys. But I'm like, I love it for you. For me, I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you guys win.
yeah.
Yeah, no, and also
insane.
like I don't know.
No, but I just like,
Yeah.
I feel so much pressure to do it like all the time. Because
That's
like
wild, yeah.
everybody's
No.
titties are so perfect and obsessed with everyone's titties in here. But I'm just trying to like not, because you know, like after your period when they like really sag,
Yeah.
I'm trying to like love them the most during that time.
Oh, I love that.
We're on a journey.
Respectfully,
Yes.
they sit nice.
I
I think so as well.
Thank
Yeah.
I was
Speaking of
crazy.
chess, what a segue.
Oh, gag.
I told
That
you
is really, really a great segue.
Wait, I
That's probably one of the
know.
best segues you've ever had. So we have a little segment every episode called Off Our Chest. It's where we will either just rant about something negative that happened this week or rave about something positive.
Okay, yes.
Do you have one, or should we all sit and think for like a
I
minute?
have one. Do you want to go first?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I love that.
And that's a boundary. Okay. Well, the origin of Valentine's Day is really beautiful.
I don't think I
Is
know
it?
it.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
it
like
was-
some guy in Rome was like, the men in Rome weren't allowed to marry because like they were like, once you have wives, you're horrible at war. So this head guy in Rome was like Saint Valentine, snuck around and married all these people. He was like, I believe in love. That's like a Spark Notes version. I don't know the entire gist.
Well, and
That
you
is
know
sweet,
what's
actually,
kind
yeah.
of
It's
ironic
beautiful.
about that? You know what else is in Rome? The Trevi Fountain.
Wait, because it all comes back. Wait, but they had a point because like you do kind of lose your potential when you're with a man. Not you, but
No, never you.
Never
No,
you.
never.
I feel like you
no.
could like be like, "Whoosh."
yeah, I feel like you wear the pants.
I do.
Yeah, thank
in front of
God.
everybody at Barney's Beanery.
And thank God.
Yeah, that is nuts. My turn?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
We're going back to browning out at Barney's Beanery.
Brown is crazy. That's like
I-
how in between a blackout.
It's in between a black. It's
Okay.
like right before a blackout because
I
I didn't
loved browning out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Who I saw and what I did is blurry, but it is sort of there. I did lose both my debit card and credit card that I just got a couple months ago, and I have not gotten. I have not called the bank because I'm scared they're going to be mad at me.
Type B.
Yeah. So I've
Wait,
been
why
doing
would
the
they be
thing. I just lost
Right,
my credit card like 2 months ago. Anyway, so I've been doing the thing where I use Apple Pay. I turn on my debit card, use Apple Pay,
And you
turn
lock
off.
it?
Yeah, I lock it because somebody could have it.
Have you called Barney's?
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck you.
Yeah, they're
Right.
like, it is not here. And I said, well, there's two I'm looking for. And they're like, neither of them. I was like,
At all.
got it. So it's nowhere to be found. It's usually in my jean pocket, and it's not. So it is
Not
what
the
it is.
pocket.
Not the
No.
pocket.
Okay.
Well,
we
here's
can't
the
have
thing. Here's the thing. Do you have your ID?
I have my ID.
Then you're fine.
Then I'm fine.
You're fine. Call
I'm
the bank.
fine.
It's also like not like the person that you're gonna talk to is like printing it. You know?
That's true. Yeah.
Like, just
I think
be
I
like-
can do it discreetly online as well. Maybe.
Yeah, or you just like you come up with a backstory like I literally got like robbed. Okay, that's crazy. But you can also just be like
They hear
someone
this shit all
stole
the
them out of my
time.
pocket.
That's
Yeah.
true, and that could have happened. I was browned out. I have no idea.
Right.
It's true.
It was crazy, and I was like, I was sitting there yelling at my boyfriend with my lipo compression sleeves peeking through my crop top tee. So it really was like a whole thing. Like
Love
so yeah, getting that off my chest as well. I think.
Do you remember yelling at him?
Yeah, I don't remember how. And my friend took a video of me yelling at him, which I thought was
Love.
so funny.
Yeah.
But I don't remember how it started, but I do remember why. And it just kept going and going. I'm just such a person that I keep finding new points to make, especially when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just like got into it in front of all of his friends and
Hell yeah.
random strangers.
I guess my off my chest is, I know we kind of touched about it at the beginning. I don't know why. It's just a day, like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I think holidays are, first of all, meant for like corporate greed.
Yeah.
Gag it down. Because do you think Russell Stevens, is that what the chocolate brand is called? Is it Russell?
Russell Stouffer.
Stouffer.
Who's Russell Steven? Just because last year I kind of crashed out.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. And I think that like coming back and circling back, and obviously the years feel a lot younger. The years feel a lot longer when you are sober / in recovery. So it does feel like a long time since last Valentine's Day. And I'm just like, I'm just confused. And I'm sick of like coming on this podcast and like talking about someone who hurt my feelings.
But it's such a human experience, and like so
Yeah.
many
Of course.
people relate, and it's so isolating to feel lonely, but like so many people feel that way.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel the same way. Obviously I try to cool girl it, but like,
To the sun.
yeah, but
I
I'm
live.
like, it honestly, I know it has nothing to do with you, like you being single, like you just have high standards and these men can't meet them.
Yeah.
And that's that.
The problem though, like the problem is like, I know it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
me. So it's like feeling like I'm a catch in a room full of people, or like in a theoretical room full of people who don't see that, is driving me even more crazy.
Yeah, that's really frustrating. Yeah.
I think that also, like I said, like I think it's super duper corporate and there's just pressure and I have anxiety when it comes to
Yeah.
days like that, because it's
Yeah.
just like, it's going to be a Friday. So I don't know if I'm going to be out. So it's like, if I'm just going to be seeing a bunch of couples out, I'm just going to be like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's fair.
yeah,
I think
I
it's a very
relate.
normal feeling to have around Valentine's Day as well. I think a lot of people experience that sort of like dread feeling. I don't know.
It's
Even in relationships,
Yeah.
like, I mean, like,
yeah, people, you
Yeah.
can feel alone in a relationship
totally.
too.
Yeah. But no, Valentine's Day is such a weird day, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of dread surrounding it, but
There's a lot of pressure. And
Yeah.
I mean, what you said is so real.
Yeah.
Like just being like, I know I'm a catch. And I mean, that's why so many people lower their standards, because they're just
Yeah.
like, well, maybe it is me, but literally this is why we got to keep
it
them
never
high.
is. I
no matter
know.
what.
I'm just over feeling alone. I like to
Yeah.
be alone when I choose to be alone, but when I'm alone and I'm like really in need of a person and like something of like that not a friend can provide for me,
Yeah.
it's a frustrating feeling, of course. And I'm like terrible at like, I can't do one night stands too much.
yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
like I've done some in my life.
Yeah.
But like, it's never been the jam. It's not your jam either. I'm sure
No.
I mean, it's really like in theory, like no one's jam.
In
Yeah.
theory, it's no one's jam.
Like
Yeah.
nobody actually
People-
really enjoys it.
Yeah.
Who wins?
No one wins.
Nobody. Yeah.
The men win.
Literally.
It's I've met straight guys who love it, but it's because they're deeply, deeply troubled and also stupid.
And comedians.
And comedians. And
Yeah.
all.
Guys, we are going to briefly test out a minimal intelligence. We've done this with one other guest, and it was also a Paige, who you'd love, by the way. So I guess this segment is only for guests named Paige.
Thank you.
So if you would like to come on and do this and your name is not Paige, I could teach you how to change your name in court. It's actually really easy. Okay, so we're just going to be finding comments or messages from men or people who strike you as minimally intelligent. And I think Catherine's going to start. Or no, you're going to start.
Oh, yeah,
You said
start?
that you have something that...
Yeah. One that has been that I found funny recently. Somebody commented, "This is the most white Asian person I've ever seen,"
Oh.
and misspelled a lot of words.
Every single
Right.
one.
A
Not
lot
kidding.
of words.
Of course.
And I mean, Yeah, they're not wrong. Unfortunately, like that is the truest comment I've ever seen, but also like the dumbest where I was like, what? But
Right.
I love putting that in like a photo dump. I'll just like throw it in there.
That I want to start. We should
That's
start doing that.
brave.
Can I take
Yeah.
that from you? You
Of
can
course
take the
you
face
have
up
to.
manifestation
Yes.
from me.
You take putting in photo dumps. It's so fun. I love doing that with random comments or DMs. Another one I got was 100K, and then the next one said please, like asking for
Right.
100K.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought they were like paying you 100K to have sex with
Oh,
you.
actually,
Maybe?
maybe.
I think that's what
That's
it is.
definitely what it
only-
is.
They only said 100K, please. Oh, I thought
Yeah.
they were asking me. I was like,
No,
well,
they want
so
to
you
pay
think I'm
you.
rich?
Yeah.
You definitely are.
No,
But
they do, but
now they want to pay me 100K for a sec. That is something I have to
something
dig
to
into.
think about,
Yeah,
yeah.
something to
yeah,
think about.
that's happening after a Barney's brown out.
Yeah.
That's happening
Sorry.
after a Barney's white out. I'm gonna be completely vivid.
Yeah.
Hand the cash, idiot.
Yeah.
Um,
Hand it over.
yeah. Do you, when it comes to stuff like this or like comments like that, are you more so like dumbfounded by like the fact that like a human being would just like type that out and comment it, or do you take like, does it actually like hurt you in a way or a mixture?
At first, it was hard. Yeah. And now I just like find it funny. I think one of the, like at first, the first one specifically about me being Asian that like really bothered me was a few years ago. My first like viral character was the popular girl, and I just basically played like a mean girl.
Okay.
And somebody commented like, I thought popular girls weren't Asian or something like that.
what the?
And that was the first one that like got me. I was like, what? Why not? Like, I don't
Right.
know. And so, but I mean, it's kind of like I've grown callous to comments now. So I just
Yeah.
find it funny now, but it's hard at first.
Of course.
Yeah. So no, it doesn't really bother me anymore. I have to just like take it with a grain of salt. I think like just
Yeah.
it's weirdo. in
It's
a
a weird
basement.
mixture for me
Yeah.
because at some points it depends on the context of what it is, because you can
True.
tell when it's like someone who's genuinely trying to hurt your feelings,
Yeah.
or if it's just genuinely someone who grew up in Alabama and who has never seen a popular
Right.
Asian person.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, it's hard.
So it's like I don't know what place you're coming from. I hate both places that you're coming from, but I
Right.
don't know which one it is. Like I think when it comes to people, like if someone comments like Annie or something, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, hilarious. Like I've
Yeah.
never heard that before. But then if it's someone that's like, oh my God, like not the Adam's apple peeking through and the voice and like this is and like dissecting
Yeah,
my
that-
biology and like saying things that they know would like get
Really
me
hurt. Yeah, yeah.
annoyed and like, hey, that's crazy. You actually are a human being that commented that.
yeah. Yeah.
It's just
Because people
wild.
are fucking freaks.
Freaks.
Like they're such freaks, and it's hard to wrap your head around that sometimes. I'm like, I don't know. It's weird.
Never a profile picture either.
Ever?
Never.
Why would there be?
Yeah, why would there
Get
be?
clocked.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see.
Let me open your purse. Not kidding.
Open your purse.
Have you ever had like a weird like fan show up to a stand-up show moment?
Not last night. I had a show, and a few fans of my social media came, and they were like so sweet. Like it was
cute.
really cool. So but that was my first experience having like people actually show up to one of my shows for me specifically. I think.
Go to her shows.
Yeah. Thank you.
If you're normal.
We're begging. And do you
please.
have any coming up that we
Yeah,
can
I
put
have
in the
a
description?
few. Yeah, I have a few coming up. I have one at the Ice House in Pasadena.
Oh, fun.
On the 27th. Yeah,
Oh,
that'll be fun.
cute.
Okay,
I love
guys.
I did that room once. It was so fun.
Really? I've
Yeah.
never done it. I'm
It's
excited.
cute. March 9th, I'm doing a monthly show. Would love to have you on it.
Oh my God, I would love that.
It's at the Glendale Room, and yeah, it's gonna be monthly. So
Oh, yeah.
you're both gonna be booked soon.
Thank God.
God.
Okay, listen
Thank
to
God
this.
somebody's booking.
This one is a Hinge message, actually.
Okay.
Oh,
I love that.
I want to be trans too, comma. Transporting those boobs into my mouth.
Wait. Okay.
So you're kind of funny, actually.
So-
and
Go
that's
on a date with him.
that's actually maximally intelligent.
So that's yeah, that's good.
that's insane.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Are they hot?
No.
You are so hot. You deserve all the big cocks you want.
Oh.
I mean, at least someone said it.
Right.
I mean, why are they actually spitting reasonable
'Cause you
messages?
do.
Yeah, you do. Sorry.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a direct issue with Hinge. I do think that people do drink and go on these apps and then just start to like, get the big man syndrome that they could say whatever they want to people. But yeah, really interesting. But also on the topic of big cocks, I don't think I'd ever be able to date someone with a giant, enormous.
I've never even skimmed the surface of a big one, if I can be honest.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy. But the next man I date, he's gonna have it.
Yeah.
I believe in boyfriend dick theory. Like I think that there's
love
like
boyfriend dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like 6 inches.
like an average size
It's
that's
just
just
like sort of perfect.
Yeah.
Like right in the
Because I'm like, what is this? What are we doing?
What are we
here?
doing with
What are we doing?
Yeah, that's a
because it's
lot.
like I'm not gonna take that every day.
No.
I mean,
You're not gonna be happy. He's not gonna be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's gonna be happy.
So go get a reduction.
Yeah.
Right.
Is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Literally.
So what about you?
I just want to say, like, I have gotten at least 2 DMs a day asking me if I am the girl that's saying humble in her car.
No, we're back at that.
Every day I get a DM about it. Her name is Rory. She's great. Have you seen that video
I don't
where
think
she's
I've
like,
seen it.
Sit down.
"Humble, sit down."
No, I haven't seen it.
She's singing humble in the back of a car, and like
I'm so
everybody thinks it's
behind.
me. And
That is
I'm
so
like,
funny. I gotta see.
It's not. And
Are you pulling it up? Thank God.
I just
'Cause
like
you have
want
to-
to make it clear. Do I look like her? I kind of do.
Oh, shut up.
You should claim it though. You should run with it.
She is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm down. So I guess maybe I should I just lie?
I think you should. I think lying on social
It's
media
me.
is a good thing.
Okay.
I think everybody does it. And if you're not doing it, get into it.
Yeah, and if you don't think that
Okay.
TikTok's about to be banned, and then you expose that you were on Ozempic the whole time,
Right?
or whatever the lie is,
that was crazy. Yeah.
I just like that we talked about that briefly.
Yeah.
Like, what a day!
Insane.
What a day that was.
It's like, hey, the world's not ending. Let's not.
Yeah. No, that was a
It's not
crazy day.
exposed.
I just wanted Michaela to say that she used an Ardell whiskey.
I really, really wanted her to say that too. I wonder if she's like under contract or still.
Well, I
not
don't.
legally allowed
I
to say
think
anything.
legally, even if she did use an Ardell whiskey, like it probably went against her contract with L'Oreal. I think that like
I see. Yeah.
you can't use any sort of like
Falsies.
filters or falsies or anything like that.
So if she admitted it, she would admit to breaking her contract with
Yeah.
L'Oreal. Yeah.
So
Shoot.
she can say all she, But here's the thing, no tea, and this is not an ad. It's an incredible mascara.
I'm wearing it right now.
I'm wearing it right now as well.
Yes.
It's the fact that we're both wearing
That's
that.
crazy.
Have you used it? It's a
I'm wearing
gag.
it right now. Yeah.
It's a gaggy mascara.
It's
Okay,
really
good
good.
to know.
I get
L'Oreal's
the
always
waterproof one because it stays long, or the curl stays better. Did you
Oh,
know that about
really?
waterproof? Yeah, because it's more waxy, so it helps the curl stay. I have really straight eyelashes.
Do you?
Yeah, it's really really bad.
Well, mine are like really, really long. So no
They're
matter
so
how much I
long.
curl them, they'll just fall. Like
Yeah,
the
try
weight
waterproof.
of them.
The waterproof, that specific L'Oreal one in waterproof. I
Okay.
will never use anything else. It's
Good
crazy.
to know.
Yeah.
Well,
The
Michaela,
more
you
you know.
did do something.
Hey, girl, you did something.
All right, you guys, we are going to get into the still unnamed segment, which we will never name, where we take your questions from our Instagram at 6 feet above pod. So make sure you are following the page to know the page. Get it? To know when we post 4 questions, because if you're not, you're going to be missing out. Kate, start us off.
The first one is, my boyfriend wrote me a love note, but with ChatGPT. How do I politely say, let Siri suck your dick? Women in STEM.
No, because...
I fear she might just have to say that.
Right.
Would you guys be
Yeah.
upset?
You answer your own questions sometimes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes you have the answer the whole time.
Would that upset you, though, if you pulled up to Joshua Tree tomorrow and your boyfriend wrote you a love note using ChatGPT?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think it's lazy.
It is. Wait, Bree, you agree?
Yeah, how did you know?
Maybe it's just sounds so eloquent and smart, and perhaps
Very obvious,
he's
yeah, and not
that.
See,
Did
it would
he
have
admit
it
it?
would have been gaggy if he if the note was like the prompt that he asked, and then like the response, and it was like printed in like evidently ChatGPT.
Right.
I
That
would've been
would be
like,
sweet.
That'd be like,
I
that's
would-
kind of cute.
Yeah. I would get into that.
To see like the old note transformed into the new note, like I'd be like, oh,
It's
But
just
I
like,
don't want to infantilize them at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to give excuse. I do that too much. And I'm
That's
like,
true.
no,
That's
you
a good
don't have
point.
to
don't have
write
to
a
deal with it,
goddamn
yeah.
love letter for your girl. Are you okay?
yeah.
I hope you're watching this, you fucking loser.
Yeah, let Siri suck your dick.
Yeah. So say that.
Yeah, so just say that.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. How do I not go insane after having sex with someone? Do you have any advice for that? Because we don't.
We say the same thing every time we go, hey, that's crazy. We both want to die.
Yeah. I don't think I have an answer for that either.
Well,
And
it
if-
goes back to what we were saying about nobody's ideal situation is a one night stand.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Humans are very interesting in that way, where it like seems so fun and like tantalizing, and then you do it and you feel like you don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I have no answer. And if we find one, shoot me a little DM because I'm dying to know.
Yeah, so we don't know.
Yeah.
I will ask a question
Okay.
for our guest. What, I'm like, where do you see yourself the next 10 years? What do you know? But like actually though, in a way of that, what is like your dream career scenario, and where do you see yourself like going /
Yeah.
just what is your main goal out of all of this? Like, what do you want to do? How do you want to make people feel?
I think, I mean, like the Ali Wong, Nikki Glazer, like that whole career is, I think, so amazing. Like I would love like an opportunity to get to that level and create something. So just, I don't know. With comedy, I find that it's such an intimate form of art. Like you are really saying these things that a lot of people experience but are too afraid to say out loud. So you're kind of like, you know what I mean?
Totally.
So I don't know. It's such an intimate form, and I just want people to feel when they watch my comedy that they're not alone in these like weird experiences. Like, I think for me, that's what comedy was for me growing up.
1000%.
Yeah,
That was what I meant by like, how do you want to make people feel? Because like the reason I got into music was because like Gaga made me feel a certain way, and it's like you can be that next generation for those people, and specifically a male dominated field.
Exactly. I want people to feel seen. You know, I think it's so important. And with social media, it's kind of, I think social media is such a great tool. Like you are able to reach an audience that we haven't been able to reach like years ago. I wanted to be an actor so bad. I mean, I still love acting, but nobody looked twice at me. Everybody just like, I always got called into auditions for like Asian woman number 3. And when I didn't speak Mandarin, they like sent me away. And so I never like got the chance to really showcase myself before social media. Social media gave me that. And I kind of like doing my own shit now. So it's like, I don't know. And
That's
stand
that
up.
type A in you.
Yeah. There she is. But yeah, with stand up specifically, I think it's such a, like I said, an intimate art form. And I love the way that it can make people feel close.
1000%.
Yeah.
I think you're doing important work. I think you're both doing
you.
important work.
Yeah,
as
people
fuck.
need you.
Thank you.
It's
People
like,
need
it's,
y'all.
and yeah. And
it's
us.
silly. Yeah, obviously on
Yeah.
the exterior it's silly, but like you are helping so many people
Thank
with your
you.
stand up. So
Yeah.
keep going.
Y'all are both paving the way and not doing things traditionally, and I think that comedy needs more of that, and industries are always changing, and just putting yourself out there online is like the best way right now, and y'all are fucking
It
killing
is.
it.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
I think it's something that I'm extremely grateful for.
Oh my God.
Not kidding.
And I'll say it.
And I'll say it, actually. God, I don't know. I'm grateful. I came in here feeling like my nervous system was on fire. And it's not anymore, thanks to you two lovely ladies. Actually, 3 lovely motherfuckers. Thank you for coming. I'm really grateful that you're here. I'm grateful I got to know you a little bit more. Grateful for you. And I am grateful that it's raining again. I'm gonna like love the air quality in a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I just imagine everything like washing away.
Right.
I do think like being in a car when you're driving is not like in the
Horrifying.
rain. I think it's a little horrifying, but like the essence of it,
Yeah.
the vibe of it, I'm really grateful for. And I'm grateful for our Patreon that you guys are hopefully about to go over and watch the bonus episode on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful to be here. Like, this was such a fun night. I'm so glad I got to know you two better as well. I'm grateful for sugar-free Red Bull. Like, and I will piggyback on the rain. I think, like, especially after all of the fires and horrifying things that LA has gone through over the past month, rain is it's so needed. It feels like kind of like a cleansing sort of energy.
Totally.
It's really nice. So I'm thankful for that as well. Not to like steal yours, but
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm going to steal your Red Bull thing as well.
Absolutely.
Because I'm grateful for that sip.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Thank God. I'm so grateful that you came on. Like, this was so fun. You exceeded expectations.
That's really
Grateful for some Valentine's Day shows.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm single, I'm working on my craft
Hello.
on the weekend of Valentine's Day. So, married to the money. Not making any, but it's fine.
I'm obsessed with you.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, I'm grateful for this podcast and grateful that all of you are going to Patreon right now.
It's insane, actually.
It's insane that all of you are
yeah,
doing
that's
so
actually
crazy.
crazy. You guys are really crazy for that.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, we love you, and we will see you next week.
Love ya.